Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
5 years ago, the Power of We Symposium was created to provide a platform for kids from all sectors where they could have a safe and comfortable environment in which to share both their joys and concerns. The Power of We Symposium is proud to have served over 250 kids throughout Romania when we took our mission global back in May of 2023. Now, 2 teams of amazing volunteers from both the U.S. and Romania embarked on an 8-day Legacy of Hope tour, bringing encouragement and hope to not only the kids of Romania, but also the adults who support them, and also to over 100 kids here in the U.S. who contributed handwritten letters of hope to our Romania mission of 2023. Now, this year, we are proud to provide this opportunity yet again in October, and we are super excited to up our game. New venue, 750 kids this time, and we want to see you there. We're looking forward to meeting you in person at this year's event, which promises, as always, incredible speakers, amazing content, and of course, some of the greatest kids on the planet. So, mark your calendars for October 24th, and we'll see you here in Chicagoland for the Power of We Symposium 2024. This year's theme is Always Together, Never Alone. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite or at powerofwesymposium.com.
Before you get it, baby, show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. But you walk right past me, pretending like you don't see what's yours
morning to you. Welcome to the Friday edition of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Dr. I had no idea I came in with a plunging neckline today. Well, I might leave it. Just kidding. Happy Good Friday to you. We know a lot of you are off from your jobs today, but we are never off of the job of pouring into each other, sharing our ideas, and just overall coming together. Can I get an amen? Listen, you guys, I'm excited to be here today. As always, I'm going to kick things off. Can I get an amen? There you go. Listen, it's a beautiful day. Get up, wake up, and stay up. That's what I say. Listen, it is a big weekend. I know it is here in Chicago at our house. We have a ton of family here and even more headed into town tomorrow. We're actually celebrating tomorrow. And you know what? I just say, okay, because I have a bunch of sisters in my family and nieces, a lot of women, let's put it that way. And what? Oh, no wonder. I was like, why is my light so dark? Kids were down here playing last night, playing TV. So anyway, a lot of different dietary needs. I don't eat pork. I don't eat beef. I don't eat anything with eyes. And there was a new one last night, which means you only eat fish. One of my nieces, she's a doctor. And I was like, anyway, so I am making a turkey, right? And so I went to get it yesterday. That joker was $53. I should have raised one. It would have been a lot cheaper. I'm not kidding. So anyway, what are your plans? I want to know one thing you're thankful for today, and then what are your plans for Easter, right? Put it in the comments. Listen, we have a great show for you today. A topic that a lot of us dance around. We talk about, we make promises that we don't keep. We break covenants with ourselves. And in this day and age, I've been getting things from a few people about, hey, put on your show about this scam and that scam. And look what it did to this woman. I saw a thing the other day. I saw a video where a woman was on some diet thing. And I don't know how true it was, but she looked like she was 8 months pregnant. And it was not. She was not. She was like, I'm not pregnant. This is from whatever it was she took. So I remember when I turned 50, I had a colonoscopy like they asked you to do. And I woke up in the middle of the procedure and saw the screen, right? So I saw it literally inside my body and it woke me up. I was like, my goodness, if we had glass bottoms or whatever, like here where you could see inside, and it went, ooh, Nigel, look at your kidney. Do you know oh my God, and look at your spleen. It's horrible. We do a lot better, but we don't have that, but we kind of do. We're going to talk about that and more. Talk about your journey of nutrition today. I think it's still true that most physicians don't get any nutrition classes when they're in medical school. So how do you learn? How do you do better? And how do you stay better? You need something that you can do continually, not back and forth. Anybody ever done that? Hello, right? So we have Nigel Branson here today. He's in Dallas, Texas. He's the CEO and co-founder of a wonderful, wonderful company by the name of, I want to get it right, First Fitness Nutrition. And his wife, Rudina, I hope I'm saying her name correctly. They are out. They say they have a mission to change lives, not just physically, but financially as well. Now, this company has been around for quite a while. They have an entire plethora of products. And what I love about them is that they love kids too. They have an organization that they give back, and it's the Children's Hunger Fund. So we're going to learn about that, more about Nigel's team and what they're doing to change and shape and help us all do better worldwide with our nutrition. So now's a great time. Right now, not 10 minutes from now, not 30 minutes from now for sure, but right now, come on, I'm challenging you, share the broadcast out. Someone will be blessed when you do it. Get ready. I hear them coming down the hallway. Put your hearts on the screen, won't you? It's our virtual way of saying welcome, because here he comes, NIGEL Branson. Well, good morning, Mr. Branson.
Well, good morning, Dr. Lauren. I'm excited to be here. And I got to tell you, if this is what happens every day, I'm tuning in, because that's a wake up of all wake ups. I got to tell you.
Well, thank you. And it does Monday through Friday, at least. And I felt like Louise Jefferson today, my voice. George! But because we have so much fun, we had board game night last night. It was just fun. I love when families here, but I also love when they go home. So anyway, I want to get into it because this is one of those topics. They ought to put it into the same category of religion and politics. You know, a lot of people, ooh, don't bring up religion or politics. But a lot of people are afraid to bring up, or when they do bring up the topic of nutrition, it turns into some type of a battle because no one knows what to trust anymore. You know, I mean, it seems like everywhere you look, there's some gimmick out there. And you've been in this business for quite a while. How many years now? 30 something, right?
34 going on 35.
34 going on 35. So you started this when you were like, what, 6?
20. I wish I was.
You see how I did that?
Yeah, they're very good. Now, my partner was my late partner. He passed away last year at the age of 84. He's a legend in the health and nutrition industry. But he was 50. I was 26.
Was that Lee?
Lee Causey, yes.
Okay. So you guys started. How did you meet all those years ago? How did that even come about?
Well, just to give you a bit of background, so Lee Causey was a pioneer in the health and wellness industry, and he was the man that developed the first diet milkshake back in the early 1970s. And so he was capitalizing on what most of our parents got to enjoy in the 60s and early 70s, where after school, after college, they'd go to a diner and then have a milkshake and a hamburger. And that gave him the idea. He was a competitive bodybuilder. So bodybuilders are always looking to get the maximum amount of nutrition with the least amount of calories. And he came up with this idea to create a milkshake, kind of playing off the concept of the diner. You know, people enjoyed this milkshake. Well, imagine if you could have a healthy milkshake, take that twice a day, eat one meal and lose weight. And he had a company that he started called Slender Now. And that company, Lauren, in its first year.
I heard of that.
Yeah, it went from $1 million in its first year to over $300 million in its third year. Can you imagine that? Yeah. And that's back in the 1970s. So I was Googling the other day, how much is 300 million back in 76, 77? In today's money, it's 1.2 billion.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah. So anyway, to take you on this journey. So here's the man that invents this diet milkshake. And he himself gets sick, and from all the antibiotics, gains about 100 pounds over the course of 5 months.
Oh, wow.
So what does he do? He goes back to doing what he knows. Take a diet shake, drink 2 of these a day, eat 1 meal. Well, guess what he came to find out?
What?
That does not work long term. It's not sustainable. And so he was in a health and nutrition store, and he found a book written in the early 1900s called Rational Fasting, The Last Chance Diet. And in that book, he had a revelation, because what it said was that in order for a human being to have optimal nutrition, your body has to be able to absorb the nutrients from the food that you're eating. And the best way to do that is to make sure that your large intestine is cleansed out. So, because a lot of nutrition starts in the gut. That's where everything.
We hear a lot about gut health.
Yeah, it's all about gut. So he started putting together this concoction of herbs to create a so-called home-style type inner body cleansing product. And he made this powder for himself, and literally within 6 months was a new person. His daughter at the time, who was a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, and if you know anything about those cheerleaders, the pressure of having to look good all the time creates its own challenges within itself, because what do? They start taking laxatives. They were taking diet pills, and here, just in the spirit of looking good. And she encouraged him to start this company called First Fitness Nutrition. So I was a car salesman for a company, for BMW in Dallas. And I got introduced to Lee, and he said to me one day, how would you like to become a millionaire by the time you were 30? Well, I was 6. So, Laura, let me ask you a question. What would you say if someone said that to you and you know of his success?
Well, really, I'd probably want to, can I have some time to think about? Yes.
Yeah. So, needless to say, because I knew of his success, I said I'd be crazy not to. So I said, absolutely. Do you know what our first product was? It was an inner body and colon cleanse. It was the first all-in-one cleanse. He had taken this concoction of herbs, packaged it into a product, and we literally had the first all-in-one inner body and colon cleanse on the market. So
let's go there for a second. I want to talk about that because, as you all out there know, it was 2 weeks ago. Remember, I went in and I had my second colonoscopy of my life because I had one at 50 and now I'm 61. I was a year late. I should have had it last year, but I went in and I had it. And I haven't gotten a report. Anyway, I want to talk about those cleanses. Now, I want to ask you something. I had a guest on a couple years ago, Charlie Xavier from the UK, and he and his wife, they had this product. They sent me a video I had never even known. I want to know if you've heard of this. This plaque that's inside, and they were doing cleanses, and they had a video, kind of gross, but it was nice to see, to know what in the world. The stuff that came out was like glue. Like, have you ever heard of that? That plaque stuff?
All right, I want to tell you something. Never mind heard of it. I have personally seen it and experienced it.
Okay. Can you shed a little light on what that is and why and how different a person's process of everything, how the nutrient, when that's gone, what's the difference?
Well, it's not that it's gone just on a one-time cleanse. The average person has 7 to 25 pounds of excess fecal matter.
We were joking about that when I was drinking the stuff to go to the colon thing, and I was like, I wonder if there's any left. Did he get it all? Because I felt like I didn't even have skin when I was done with that thing. But okay.
So what happens is, from your bad diet, and listen, most people in America got their nutritional background at McDonald's, Burger King, and Pizza Hut. Let's face it. Mm-hmm. We're not a nation that is known to be have the best healthy eating options, and so we're the most obese country in the world at 74% of Americans being overweight, and now 42%.
74%.
74%, and you can just go, and then the CDC's just updated the obesity level. It's 42%. It's increasing like there's no tomorrow. So now you take all the bad foods, the bad diet, and your regular, what you call regular elimination, starts getting depleted. And people think, well, if they go to the restroom once a day, that's normal. But really, it's not. You should go a couple times, 2-3 times. But
is that true?
Absolutely.
So if you're not, you're probably building up. Lori, that was funny. That was for getting rid of the crap. No, but this is a real thing. Okay. What are the adverse effects if you just let it build up? What?
Well, okay, think about it. If a person was eating 3 meals a day, you cannot believe how many people you come into contact with when you're talking about cleansing and detoxification that will tell you, well, I don't go to the bathroom but every 4 days, or I don't go to the bathroom but once a week, or once every 2 days. Well, I like to talk to people in layman terms because I'm not a medical doctor, and I like to relate to things in simple terms.
But do you play one on Facebook?
Sorry, say that again.
Do you play No, I'm kidding. I'm not a medical doctor, but I play one on Facebook.
Yeah, that. But when you think about it, just from a logical standpoint, if you're eating 3 meals a day and you're not going to the bathroom, well, what happens after 2 days? You got 6 meals backed up. And I remember listening to a a nutritional expert one time talking about your body temperature. And they said, just take all the food that you've eaten over a couple of days, put that in a pot and boil it to this temperature. And that's basically what's happening inside your system when you are not eliminating on a regular basis. Here's another thing. When you think about all the preservatives, the poisons, the toxins, the fumes, the environmental conditions we're living in, your body is like a cesspool almost. I mean, it really is. And so we don't have enough fruits, vegetables, and fiber in our diet to create that regular elimination on a daily basis to the extent that you should. And so our whole foundation, I mean, I know we're going to be talking about weight loss and nutrition later on in the show, but the foundation for optimal nutrition is to cleanse and detox. If I told someone, if someone said to me, what is the first thing you recommend I do to get on a wellness journey? I'd say start off on a cleanse.
You know what? I'm sitting here, my mouth was open for a reason, and it wasn't because I'm about to eat some cantaloupe, which I am. But after my colonoscopy, my doctor said, yeah, I haven't seen the official report. Yeah, there was a polyp. They removed it, and they're going to just a small one. That's usual. But I want to put you on fiber. And it came in the mail. She's lit it. And I remember, and I was like, okay, because I was all happy. You know, well, we don't see colon cancer, right? But then the fiber's been here for 2 weeks, and I just threw it in the closet, and I was like, that's for old people. You think, right? And I just dismissed it. So I'm sitting here listening to you because I got maybe TMI, but I thought once a day was regular. I did not know. Honestly, I don't remember ever going to the bathroom 2 to 3 times. Well, maybe 2, but 3? Really? So no, the average person who has a good, clean system, 2 to 3 times a day, you're saying?
They're going to go a couple of times a day. If you went to a medical professional, they would say to you, and I'm for medical professionals. I'm not one of these guys that is against it, but they would say if you went once a day, that's fairly normal. But really, you know, I've always think about cows, for example. What happens? A cow eats and then it does what? You know what?
Goes to sleep.
I mean, because they are not eating what we're eating. They eat, they eliminate. They eat, they eliminate. They eat, they eliminate.
Really?
We're not doing that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And so we're not doing that. So cleansing and detox is a subject that I could sit and talk to you on a couple of shows. I mean, when we got started, I want you to think about this. You're talking about a professional car salesman with BMW for 9 years, now starting his journey in health and nutrition without a lot of experience. All I can tell you is this. I was on that product, and it got you moving within 72 hours, I can promise you. If you knew what was in me that's now out of me that's still in you, you'd be using that product. And
I believe you.
And this is how, here's something that's interesting, Lauren. Can you imagine back in 1989, you're launching a company with something most people in the world had never heard of. The word cleanse and detox was taboo. You never asked someone, hey, honey, how many times a day do you go to the bathroom? Have you ever thought about cleansing? Yeah. Right. So now you got to talk about, now you're trying to start this business. You're trying to get product in people using your product. You had to keep it simple, stupid. I used to tell people, do you know what your grandparents used to do when they used to hang wallpaper? They used to take flour and water, mix it, and that was the glue.
Yeah, right on my
What
brain.
do you think in your system? What do you think happens to your system when you're eating the breads? That's how I used to get people to relate to the simplicity. What happens when your mom makes spaghetti bolognese? What did she used to do before she cleans the dishes? She used to scrape off the excess spaghetti bolognese, and that film is left on the plate, isn't it? Well, that's what's inside your system. And I used to have to really break it down to that simple and even have some lighthearted jokes. I'll never forget, we launched this product and we have 200 people at the launch of it in Dallas. And we know this product works. Now, when we launched the product, it was initially in a powder format. And I'm telling you, it had a lot of psyllium husk powder and fibers. You mix that sucker up. If you didn't down it, would jump out of the glass and run to the commode on its own. So I'm telling you, we know that this product works. So we launched it on Saturday. Tuesday night, we got our first presentation and we're asking for testimonials. No one raises their hand. No one. And Leah and I are sitting at the back of the room and we go, oh my goodness, what on earth?
Here we go.
Yeah. And then a lady went like this. She got kind of put her hand up reluctantly and she says, okay, I'll be first. I just want you to know I had a major blessing this morning. And that testimonial started. We had people, and still have to this day, people passing tapeworms. If you're a smoker and you get on our cleanse, you're going to actually smell the nicotine over the course of time in your elimination. It's unbelievable. And it's a foundational product for our company. And it is one that I recommend adding to whatever regimen you're on now.
What's the name of that? What's the name of that particular project, Nigel? I mean, a product.
Sorry, say that again, Lauren.
What's the name of that product?
That product is called Renew. Reneu.
You know what? That is the one that's jumped out to me just when I was scanning your website. I saw it at the top. I think it was like the second thing over or third. And I went right to it. I'm going to take that as a sign and get me some.
Yeah, it's our number one selling product and reordered product for 34 years because it works. Now, we've taken it from a powder format as technology advanced. We were able to get it into a capsule, and you literally take 1 to 2 capsules at night and in the morning. You start off with one at night, one in the morning. And we're actually looking for someone to have 2 to 3 loose bowel movements initially, getting the stuff out of you. I've been on the product for 34 years, and people will say to you, well, does it create a dependency? Well, yes and no, I guess, because why would you not want to take something that makes you feel good? So it's not going to harm you. It's just going to improve your health.
Now, one of the things I heard that people experience right off the bat from something like this is that they have an increased level of energy because things are processing better. Is that true?
Your mental clarity. You're going to notice a reduction in energy. You're going to notice an increase in your energy. It helps accelerate weight loss. It helps with skin disorders. There are so many benefits from being on the colon cleanse. It's incredible. If you said to me, what is the one product that you would take for the rest of your life? In our case, it's our product Renew. We were the first on the market. Obviously, I'm going to promote our brand. It works. We have less than 1% product returns. That has to tell you something.
That does.
You know, A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, less than 1% product returns, and an unconditional 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee. I mean, that's what we do.
Wow. Do any testimonials? I'm sure you've heard and read literally thousands of testimonials on your products over the years. But is there that one that just stands out that is still like, on the wall of fame at your corporate offices that you can?
Yeah, it is. It's a personal one for me. When I got started in First Fitness Nutrition, obviously I got involved. Remember, would you like to become a millionaire? So at 26, I wasn't as compassionate to people's struggles as I am today. I've been humbled through my own personal challenges, and I think it's just maturing and growing up. But, I got in the business. I want to become a millionaire. Let's go and sell product, blah, 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 right? But about 4 months after we started the company, I was up in Kansas City, at a presentation, and this lady came up to me. She said, "Could you please do me a favor? Could you please thank Lee Causey for developing this product, because he has saved my son's life. My son's a teenager and he was a type 1 diabetic. And from getting on this cleanse, it's been able to change up the amount of insulin that he's taking." And she says, it's just given this kid new life. So, I heard that and I said, wow, there's more to this business than just making money. We are actually helping people. And, some people say, well, why do you tell people that? Well, because I'm a real person. I was chasing the buck and not really as interested in people. And once I started getting into the health and nutrition and seeing that so many people are living lives of quiet desperation, my whole mindset transitioned to wanting to, our company mission statement is to help change people's lives physically and financially, because we market the products through a direct sales channel.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't care if I could just help someone physically. If that's all they wanted, that to me is very rewarding. And that's how we got into the start of weight loss. So we started off with cleansing, and then we jumped on a revolutionary new weight loss ingredient in the early 1990s called ephedra, which was the first pop it and drop it type pill that was a fat burner. It was very successful for many, many years. So anyway, that's pretty much how the company got started. It was on cleansing and detox. Our flagship product is Renew. We incorporate that Renew into every single regimen that someone wants. If you're a workout, if you're working out in the gym, you're running, you're wanting wellness, you're wanting to use skincare, cleansing and detox helps in all of those areas.
I believe you. I'm gonna say something before we go to just a brief break and come back and get into the products. And when we come back, you guys, I'm going to actually share the website. We're going to be looking at it as Nigel takes us down through this holistic approach, which is what I really caught my eye about you all too. And that was way ahead of the curve with the holistic piece, way ahead of the curve. But I'm just going to say this. I saw something last night right here in my own home. There are a bunch of people. And in one room, in one of the dining rooms, because we have two, everybody does, the breakfast one and the fancy one. So they were at the breakfast one. And these people were all younger than me. I'm 61. And I think they were close, like 58, 57, and about right in there. And all three of the ones who were sitting there with me, one, she has brain cancer and has been living with it for 10 years. The other one had kidney failure and had to have a kidney transplant. She's now doing well. And then the guy who was there had lung cancer that he lived through. But what was interesting is when we were eating, how I was watching the portions and things and how restrictive they kind of were. And one had to eat real slow because everyone's stuff was clear. I was like, do you want me? Oh, no, I'm still working on mine. How much of what they had, they ate. I was really focused on that asking them questions, because my husband and I, he's got a little barely torn rotator cuff and going through that. And, I have my asthma and stuff, but no real major things like that. We go to the gym, he swims, my husband swims. And I was sitting there, we went back in the kitchen where they couldn't see us. And I was like, oh my God, we're so blessed. And we were like, oh, thank God. Oh, honey, let's stay healthy. Let's stay healthy. Now, when we come back, I want to talk about this too. I believe that when you do this, not only is it about weight loss and nutrition, the things you think on the surface, so that I look good, that's above the soil. But what's inside of us is everything happening beneath the soil. And I believe if you should encounter something like these people did later, the healing process. We're going to come back and I want you to talk about how you want to be ready to heal from something. It could make or break you, I would think. If you know what I'm saying, when you get through it, you've had some surgery or something, and you want to come back 100%. It can take a year, 6 months, or weeks, depending on how your machine works. We're going to hit that one and a lot more when we return. Don't you dare go away. This is the perfect time to share out the broadcast and bless somebody with all of this ooey gooey goodness. We'll be right back.
On July 4th, 1962, I found myself in the lost and found of mankind. Just because something finds its way to the lost and found doesn't mean that it wants to be there. Just because something finds its way to the lost and found doesn't mean that the person who lost it doesn't care for that lost item.
You are writing moments that people will learn from, grow from, and heal through for thousands of years.
Together, we are co-authoring a unique moment in time.
That DNA, those fingerprints, they're going to be gone. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
But it is your story
That they will tell for thousands of years. But only if you leave it. Things that do not serve you must go. The longer you wait, the more time you give them to trick you into serving them.
22 homes in foster care, everything I wore as a scar, as a shame, things that started like Velcro on my spirit. After just a few months, then years, then decades, I had believed myself into believing that they were indelible tattoos. Sometimes we have to be broken down to appreciate the view once we start getting up.
I want you to leave this place and know that you have been changed. Why? How do I know it's true?
Because each of you has just changed.
Welcome back to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Dr. Lauren. Our guest today, Nigel Branson from Dallas, Texas, one of the co-founders and CEO of First Fitness Nutrition. Welcome back, Nigel. And before so much good information. Before we get into the product line and how a person could get started, let's say this. What are some of the techniques? I remember this when I transformed my body and I lost around 40 pounds back in the 90s. It had a lot to do. One of the things I say helped me to be successful and maintain it pretty much all these years was proper planning. Really planning for it like I meant it. You know what I mean? And getting rid of things, throwing them out. My product, for one, until it was a piece of my daily routine, I didn't put it in a cabinet. I left it out on the counter, so I was accountable to it and it to me. Let's talk about how someone, when they come to your site, and we're going to share the site here, how do they know how to get started or where to get started? And what's the tailored approach for their particular situation?
Well, first of all, we use independent reps around the nation to promote and market the product. So each rep has a replicated website. So you have one that you're going to be sharing with the audience tonight, and that is today, sorry, and that is tied to an individual that helped put the show together. Now, the website obviously has different categories of product. What we are focused on right now is, in my opinion, the biggest opportunity that I personally have ever had in 34 years of being in business. And that is the introduction of a new scientifically advanced weight loss program that is an alternative to Ozempic and Wegovy, the semi-glutide, if you will.
That's the one. That's the one. Someone sent me something about and said, talk about this. Look at what happened to this girl on Ozempic. That's what it was. The one where her stomach was distended.
Yep. So we've just launched a plant-based version alternative without the side effects, and we've got a patent pending on it. And so you're asking me, well, how does someone get started? It really depends on the person that's talking to you. Me and you are on the show right now, and we're going to give the website out, and I'm sure our listeners will find interest, obviously, in the cleanse. So they would click on the cleanse and detox, and they'd find information on Renew.
I'm getting that today.
Yeah, and then they would just go and buy it. But maybe people, depending on how much we cover, talking about semi-glutide, the injection craze that's going on, and be careful about that.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm so glad you said that. I promise. And I'm not really that overweight. I am, but not like, I wouldn't say I'm morbidly obese or anything, but something came over my thread yesterday. It was about, and it said these injections, they had a little vial and da-da-da-da. And I actually, and I'm a hard cookie to crumble. I don't just trust and believe all that, any old shit. There's that word. But I stopped and I read and looked. I was about to click and watch the video, and I'm like, what the hell? I hate needles. Move it on. But you were right. What is that, real quick, just before we keep going? What is that makes us move so quickly on something without doing our due diligence or our research or the vetting process? Is it because we really just don't know who to trust?
No, because we're all Americans and we want a quick fix. We want that instant gratification, that magic substance. And if it's quick, it must work.
You're right.
Forget about side effects. Forget about die. Will I look good in the next 10 days? Yep, I'm in.
You know what? You're 1,000% right. Because as soon as you said it, I remembered. That is what caught my attention. In just 60 days, it's or something. I was like, really? Right. Okay. Listen, on the screen, this is important. Why did I go here first? See, a lot of people, and this is another thing. When you're out there vetting and stuff, look at what they show you and then look for what you can't find. And core values, the fundamentals, what I love, these are principles we're looking at, not just core values. These are principles. Now, we cannot break principles, but we can be broken against them. And so this is important. And I'm going to just be honest with you. The fact that the first one, look at the blue one, everybody. You don't want to talk about politics and religion, but you put that there. To me, that's an accountability piece. I'm putting it out front. It's the first block on this page of this diagram. It's the first one. Let's talk about that. Was that something that has been in there from the beginning of the foundation of this company, or did it come later? And why is it important that you put that out?
We used to call it our guiding principles. We've changed it to our core values. These 10 core values have never changed. I want to explain it to you. First of all, when we started the company, our whole purpose was to run a company that was operated with integrity, with a foundational belief. We're not here preaching to people, but I will tell you this. I came to America in 1986. On May 31, 1986, I arrived in New York City, and I'm telling you, that you've seen that picture, Uncle Sam wants you. That was me. They were pointing at me. They said, America wants you. And I tell most Americans that this is the most amazing country, and unfortunately, most of you take it for granted, and it's not your fault. You just got nothing else to compare it to. I'm telling you, I wake up every day, and I'm like ecstatic just to be here. And I can tell you this, our worst day in America, the worst day is the best day in the rest of the world. I'm telling you.
Wait a minute. Repeat that. Say that again, Nigel. Our worst day.
Our worst day in America is the best day anywhere else in the world.
Wow. That's powerful.
And so I'm not here, we deal with people, Dr. Lauren. And to me, all people are equal. And that's how you should live your life. And that's how we operate our company. And that's how we've been able to stay in business for 34 years. It's doing
Beautiful.
the right thing. And this company would never have started if it didn't have the vision of the late Lee Causey. He was a legend. He was an amazing man and just fantastic.
Wow.
The products, we take a holistic approach to our products. If we can make them vegan, they're vegan. If we make them vegetarian, they're vegetarian. They are all non-GMO and gluten-free. So we have a tremendous track record on our products. We have a medical advisory board of seasoned medical professionals that endorse, educate, and support the mission of First Fitness Nutrition.
Wow.
And then I wanted to give back to an organization that I felt very passionate about. I want to explain this just real quick, and then we can.
Yes, please do. Please do.
You know, so many times, so many of us give to charity, give to different organizations, only to find your money never got to the people. And so we become somewhat hesitant and reluctant to give, which is unfortunate, but it's the reality of people taking advantage of kind people wanting to help. I met the president and founder of this organization. And what I liked about the Children's Hunger Fund is they put their financial statement every year on the outside of the website. So they only operate on 2%. So 2% of the money raised goes to running the actual organization. 98% goes to giving. And so I've always been an advocate for children because I believe children with bad circumstances are victims out of their control.
Out of their control.
They've got apps. There's nothing they can do about it. And this is just an amazing organization that has many ways of supporting. You can support them financially. But what I've liked, in fact, I would encourage our listeners to go and watch that video. Prior to the pandemic, they were real big on food packs. So they deliver boxes to churches, and they do a presentation, and then they say, if you feel led, take this box home and come back next week. And it's a box that is then filled with 20 pounds of staple food. And then those packs are then taken to a distribution center. And then we get volunteers. I used to help them do their I gave them my warehouse for 5 years when they started off in Texas. But anyway, so you go and get 400 volunteers. We unpack the boxes that have been donated to check expiration dates. Sometimes people give money as well. Then repackage them, and they go into disaster areas, locally, nationally, and internationally. It's an incredible organization. So that's our give back. We've done mission trips. We went on a incentive dream vacation to the Dominican, and we were able to go on literally a mission trip into one of the neighborhoods there. And I'm telling you, you go there and you see people just looking for a meal in the morning, and rice and beans is all they can get. It warms your heart.
Yes.
But you want to make to do more. Anyway, I know you want to address the elephant in the room and about diets don't work.
There it is.
So let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it. Go on. Tell us about it.
Well, so First Fitness Nutrition started off with cleansing and detox, and then we obviously transitioned to something that the founder was the granddaddy of, and that was a weight loss program called Suddenly Slim that we had for 25 years. And I struggled with my weight. In 1995, I had a motorcycle accident. I was in a wheelchair for nearly 6 months, gained 92 pounds, and I'm the president of a health and wellness company.
Wow.
Literally, I was looking like a whale. I mean, I got up to 278 pounds. It's the first time in my life I had found the struggle, the disappointment, the shame that comes with it. And quite frankly, I couldn't lose weight. I really struggled, even though I had the products. And my biggest takeaway after making the decision, so I gained the weight, had the best coach in the world helping me. He'd tell me if I'm sticking to the menu, and I'd tell him yes. I just didn't tell him which menu. And so literally every Monday I was starting over. And it wasn't until 2003 when my brother got diagnosed with cancer, and we had to go, all the siblings had to go for testing. And this doctor said to me, if you don't lose 40 pounds quickly, you're not going to be around to see your children. And it was that
wake-up call.
Wake-up call, made a decision to get on it, and I made a lifestyle change. See, most people treat weight loss as a destination and not a journey. That's where the quick fix comes in. That's where, you know what, anyone can lose weight quickly. What are you going to do? You're going to go on a diet. You're going to change your eating pattern for 10, 20, 30 days maybe, and you'll lose weight. But it's not sustainable. Then guess what happens? You go back to doing what you used to do.
And they say that's sometimes when people bounce back and forth, I've heard that's sometimes worse than doing nothing at all.
So over a year ago, I'm watching 60 Minutes. Leslie Stahl has this presentation on this new wonder drug called semaglutide. And there was a doctor on there from Harvard, and she said something that ignited the entrepreneurial spirit in my head regarding these drugs, because they are very expensive. They cost between $1,000 to $1,500 a month. If insurance doesn't cover it, you have to take them literally for the rest of your life. They have tremendous side effects. But this lady that was on there, this doctor, very renowned doctor, said, why is the drug so successful? Why is semaglutide? So the drug is called semaglutide. It's marketed as Ozempic, Wegovy, Rybelsus. You've seen all the ads. Just to tell you how big pharma operates. Ozempic itself in 2021 and 2022 spent over $330 million marketing ads to come into your living room so that you can go and buy this drug. Now, when you listen to the commercial of Ozempic,
Ozempic.
All right. If you look at their latest commercial, it's 1 minute long. 24 seconds is on the positive attributes of the drug. 36 seconds is on the side effects, why you should be careful of taking, and 17 reasons why it might not be right for you. And do you want to know something? People don't care. They still go and buy it.
What is
so
that?
Here we are. You know, people complain about interest rates. They complain about the economy. But guess what? They will find the money for what is important to them.
You got that right.
So I'm listening to this report, and this doctor goes, how the drug works is it actually increases this hormone called GLP-1, glucagon type peptide 1. And that helps slow down stomach emptying. So it means that the food is going to be released out of the gut at a much slower pace, which is going to decrease your appetite, decrease your cravings. As a result, you're going to eat less and you're going to lose weight. So that's what it sounds like is good about the product. The GLP-1 is where I got the mindset to create something naturally. And here's why. This doctor said, when you take a look at the obesity and people in America being overweight, I think we can all agree on this one point. Most people who struggle with weight don't make healthy food choices. So what are the bad food choices laden with? Carbs, sugar, and fats. And it is the carbs, sugars, and fats that spikes blood glucose. It takes your whole pancreas, your insulin, out of whack, causing you to want more of it. You get these sugar highs. And so what the drug is, it's controlling and increasing your insulin resistance. It's bringing and stabilizing the blood sugars, thereby creating the satisfaction of not wanting to eat. Slow down the gastric emptying. You're going to feel full longer, and you're going to lose weight. Okay.
Wow, so much information.
Yeah, the nugget was blood glucose regulation. That's when I got with my scientists. I said, we need to find a plant-based alternative that mimics GLP-1. Okay. And we've been able to do that and have a patent pending process. We'll be the only company in the world with this product. Now, if you want to really lose weight long term, I want you to listen to this because it's very important. You've got to change your mindset, and you've got to understand diets do not work. They do not work. So why do you call your program the Trimslin Weight Loss Program? Because it is a weight loss program, but it's comprised of 3 components. We have these 2 all-natural vegan products. In fact, I'm going to hold them up if anyone's on the show watching this. We have this product called Control. It is a powder that tastes like mango, a delicious citrus taste that you mix 1 scoop in 4 ounces of water, and you take it twice a day with this pill called Thermo. And the Control product is your appetite control and glucose regulator. This is the plant-based alternative to Ozempic. Okay. We then take a thermogenic fat burner that also helps in lowering blood sugar. You put these 2 together and you take them twice a day, 30 to 60 minutes before your first meal and your last meal. You feel absolutely fantastic from day 1.
Wow.
And then we incorporate a eating program that we took from the Mediterranean diet, the most successful eating.
Yeah, I have a coaching client that is all about that Mediterranean diet.
Most successful eating program.
Listen.
And what we did with that is we took the simple carbohydrates out, added complex carbohydrates, and made all the fruits have a glycemic index of less than 55, which means that they're not going to spike your blood sugar level.
Got it.
You get on this and you incorporate the products, the eating program, because you're eating real food. The only difference, Dr. Lauren, when you're on our program here, is you're eating less of the food. That's it. You're not on a diet. You're eating real food. And then I'm a big fan of incorporating a 14-10 or a 16-8 intermittent fast, because I think it's good to give your body a rest from your last meal to your next meal.
Yes. So the number on the screen, you guys, 1-800-621-4348, Monday through Friday, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Just go there, call there and mention Dr. Lauren's Talk Show, and you can get more information. And also along the bottom scrolling is the website. Now we're going to take that website and that phone number and drop them both in your comment section at the conclusion of today's broadcast, which unfortunately is right now. So, so much. There's no way we could cover it all in 1 hour, but we've done a great job of getting it started. Now it's up to you to take it from here and either do something while you have time, and you can understand why you're doing it before something comes that you don't have a choice with. I always say this: if the doctor tells you you better do this, you usually do. Why wait until then? Why wait? Don't wait. And that's WAIT, so that you can also understand your WEIGHT, your weight. So there it is. Nigel, thank you so much. Hang out backstage for just a second, because I want to make an offer to you. And I'm going to go. I really am, you guys. Here, I'll put it out there right now before we get out of here. We got 30 seconds. I am going to go and get some product, and I'm going to use it right here for 30 days, especially the cleanse, the renew. And I'm going to be able to report every day on what I'm experiencing. So I'm going to be the guinea pig. Tune in. I'm going to order it. And once it gets here, we're going to start the clock. We're going to see what happens. How's that sound? Right? Okay. Nigel, thank you so much. You're welcome back anytime. Just a plethora of knowledge. And the thing that I love the most about this is it rings true. It does. It really does. I came from a nutrition background, and I believe this is the real deal. I'm going to prove it by using it. Listen, I'll see you guys Monday morning, God willing, right over there on the front porch, where together, again, we can pour into each other. We can ease a little bit of suffering in this world, and we can just have it through illuminated conversation. How's that sound? Have a wonderful Easter weekend, and I'll see you back here. And as always, in conclusion, I say it, and you know I mean it. I love, love, love you. And there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Have the best day ever. I'll see you. Thank you, Nigel. Great job. Great job.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Show me your soul. superstar.